You're watching Newsview with Lee Sullivan.
Welcome back. Newsview visiting with Ron Hart. I mean, they got to have 216 in the House to make it float. Do they get it?
50-50, most people are saying. If they do it, it'll be so nefarious and so underhanded, I think the public will just completely recoil from it, hopefully. I'm torn because I want to see them mess up and go to the woodshed.
Right.
But this is an entitlement. Once they pass this thing, there's no turning back. This is a huge entitlement. You can't add 30 million people to the insurance rolls, and you cannot cut $500 billion from Medicare and have the same amount of doctors and say everybody's not going to be either rationed or prices going up. It doesn't make sense. There's a study recently that said the average doctor's gone from working 55 hours a week to 51. My daughter starts med school next month. She starts med school next month. I'm wondering what sort of world she's going to come out to as a doctor. I mean, fortunately, I think she'll be able to practice it at a level that she'll determine that she wants to do, but it's a different world, and you just mathematically cannot do it. Even Obama's nephew, Dr. Wolf, came out against Obama's plan yesterday. And this is lunacy. It's an entitlement, and it's what the Democrats are all about, is power and control and money. And if they can control health care, 1/7 of the economy, they can control the car companies. They want to control everything. That's the whole idea. It's not about helping the little man. It's not that.
Is it your sense that the American public, by and large, at a majority, does not want this thing in its current form, and they're just going to ignore that hue and cry from the public and march on because they know better?
Obama is in a foot race with his popularity. He only got a window here in which to get this done. They're going to lose seats in November. They know it. They saw what happened in Massachusetts. Scott Brown wins in Massachusetts. They saw what happened in Virginia and New Jersey, as you said. They know they're in a foot race, but they also know they want. It's like almost like there's a Katrina. There's a storm, and they're looting. It's almost like they're pillaging and looting because they know they only got a window in which to get that flat screen TV they want.
Right.
And that's that's the mode they're in. And these are not ethical people. These are not high-minded people. These are political hacks out of the Chicago mold who are building their own power base and control. And you know who's running health care? The big advisor is Rahm Emanuel's brother. I mean, they're all bringing their friends in there. I mean, it's graft and corruption at the highest level. The House Ethics Committee checks in on Charlie Rangel. They do an investigation on Rangel. They found no ethics.
Right.
I mean, he's taking trips from wealthy, donors to the Caribbean islands, which in his mind he probably views as being bipartisan because he's reached out to the other side. I mean, they can justify anything in their minds. We were speaking about Massa earlier, but it's a crazy world. And Pelosi said she was going to drain the swamp, right? She hasn't drained the swamp. She's a swamp boss.
Right. And
she's in charge of these alligators in there.
Well, if she has drained it, it's the same beast, just on dry land.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a struggle in Washington about ideals or whatever. It's a struggle about who controls the country. It's a power struggle, not a...
So is Obama clearly the Guido from Chicago? I mean, calling the Democrats that are against the health care plan to his office and basically waterboarding them?
Yeah, he's the soft face. He's the smooth operator of the Democrat Party. The hammer is Rahm Emanuel and all these other people, David Axelrod. He knows what these people are doing. He is winking and smiling, and he's got to put a happy face and be the likable, maybe gullible, idealistic, heartthrob teen magazine cover person of this movement. But make no mistake, he at his core is a liberal ideologue.
Right.
He believes in a Hugo Chavez, a European socialist type of world in which the government is more and more a part of our lives. And there's no data point in history, there's no time in history where that has worked out well for a country.
No.
Yeah, you name one.
No,
it's not.
You can't.
Yeah, so capitalism, individual freedoms, self-reliance, and we cannot sustain this debt. We had $223 billion February deficit, the biggest in history, $223 billion in 1 month, the biggest in history. It's unsustainable, and they know it, and they're just trying to spend all the money they can before the music stops.
Ron Hart, remember, those are my views. What are yours?